Welcome, everyone, to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D live streams every single Monday and Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, and where tonight we are running Episode 5 of Decay and Darkwell, our Chat Plays D&D adventure, and we have a lot of friends here in the chat tonight. Thank you all so much for being here, including some new faces here tonight. If you guys are curious as to what Chat Plays D&D is, if you haven't been here before, I'll get to that in just a moment. First, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're interested so that you don't miss any of our future streams, and so that we can have more people joining in the chaos. Do also check out our friends over at Tabletop Beard. They have been a longtime sponsor of the channel, and they have sent us the Commander Beard Oil to check out for tonight. If you guys would like some beard oils, beard products, whether you're looking for shampoo, conditioner, balm, the works, they have it over on their website, tabletopbeard.com, and you can use code CHAOS20 for 20% off of your entire order at checkout. Do check them out because that little code does give us a little bit of a kickback as well. It is the perfect product to drop in Christmas stockings, and it is themed towards TTRPGs and different classes. So if you want to pick up some of that for Christmas, be sure to do so. Give some love over to our friends over at Tabletop Beard, and some love to our comment from last session. This one comes in from our good friend Renarius Ashkevrin, who is here in the chat tonight. He says, "The girls keep taking a beating. They shall prevail, as there's some tough nuts to crack." I completely agree, Renarius. Enjoy your 1,000 chaos points. Spend them wisely, friend, because you guys may be in for an uphill battle tonight. Which brings me to my next point. Those of you who are here in chat for the first time, checking us out on Chat Plays D&D, go ahead and type !guidance in the chat. That'll give you some helpful instructions on how exactly you can contribute to all of this here. But more or less what it'll do, once you have read those instructions, is you can type !roleplay to jump into a opt-in pool of chatters that will get selected to pilot the characters that Chat made for this campaign and has been piloting along through. From that point, you'll do a little bit of musical chairs, as every so often the characters get swapped out. You can speak directly from Chat by just typing anything. The bot will automatically handle speaking for you in your character's voice, and you can even roll several checks and various damage rolls and all kinds of stuff. But we'll get to all that. First and foremost, you know that we got to roll that beautiful bean footage. Yeah.
The door to the back room of the Deep Dream Apothecary closes behind you. The candlelight extinguishes in a conjured breeze. You half expect the scent of toppled tinctures and acrid ingredients to ride the wind, but you find yourself pleasantly surprised by an aroma of lavender, sea salt, and rosemary. The smell pulls you away from Darkwell and the haze it's mired in, from the disheveled storefront and the misdeeds of the Red Claw. Your eyes adjust to the dark, and the empty glass bottles overhead begin to clink and clatter. Braviera, the pixie, swims through the air, dusting the entire room in a fine cloud of sparkling glitter. For the first time since leaving Torvosa, you see the stars above, and with the twinkle of their coming down to greet you, a peaceful rest is finally found.
As we pick up where we last left off, our adventurers were treated to sweet dreams in the town of Darkwell, where it is notoriously hard to find such restful sleep, by Braviera, the pixie that they saved in the woods on their way into town. As they have now rested and removed their levels of exhaustion on the way in, Danny gives $20. He says, "Here's to episode 5, Braviera! Hashtag Braviera." Yes, Braviera is a very sweet friend, a very rare friend to be found in the town of Darkwell, and has given you guys a leg to stand on within the town where you were told to expect only to find enemies. So, as we pick up where we left off, let's find out who's going to be piloting each of our characters, starting with Ayla, our wood elven paladin of ancients. Saft will be in the pilot's chair for Ayla to start things out, as we now check to see who's going to be controlling Nyx, our arcane trickster rogue, Drow. Jason will be piloting Nyx. Here we go! And last, but certainly not least, we need to see who's going to be piloting...
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree?
Who are we to disagree, indeed, as we find out who pilots the Lindra, our high elven druid, Danny Leo, in the pilot's seat. Lots of regulars to the stream, getting us kicked off here with a hot start. So, as we settle back in, with each of you piloting your characters, Braviera continues to swim overhead as she knocks the bottles from side to side, sort of clinking in this crescendo of twinkling starlight as her glitter magic begins to descend, or continues to descend, on all of you. You find sweet dreams the night before, and as you wake, you see not rays of sunlight peering in through the window, but rather candlelight flickering as Braviera has relit the candles at the edges of the small room where you all tucked in for good night. Your owlbear Beakley screeches in a yawn, and Braviera looks over from lighting one of the candles. Oh, I hope I didn't wake you early, but you looked like you got some sweet dreams. Are you still planning on heading out? To deal with the Red Claw, I mean. You did look pretty tired before. Maybe that was just the lack of sleep talking? What do you all say to Braviera here? She inquires as to what your next moves might be. Sweet dreams are made of this, of course. So any of you in chat who are unfamiliar with how this runs, make sure to type !guidance for some quick instructions. And if you want to join in the fun, feel free to type in !roleplay. It's pretty simple to get the gist of how this all works, and it's about to get a lot simpler, but I haven't had quite as much time as I'd like to work on the new features. It's off to Never Never Land. Absolutely, Renarius. So, Saft, Jason, Danny, what are we thinking? Are we indeed setting out? Have you thought better of your choices?
We should investigate the area and see who I can talk to.
Well, at the very least, you might find some luck in the Serpent's Market. That's where a lot of the goods and well, poached animals get hawked by the residents of Darkwell. Some of these people are my friends. Some of them are good people just trying to make an honest living. Speaking of which, while you were asleep, I cooked something up. I hope you don't mind. And she swims off through
the dark elf rogue sister sips on her pumpkin spice ale. She looks around as she answers. We do not stand by in the presence of evil. My sisters and I will move towards the chaos.
I thought you might say as much, she calls from the other room as you hear the clatter of bottles that are a little bit less serene grace that lulls you to sleep, and a little bit more sultry chaos as she comes in holding, with all her pixie might, 3 small vials containing a deep red fluid that she then offers to the 3 of you. I was only able to brew 3. I hope that's enough. These should hopefully heal any wounds that you get on your journey, and I'm sure you're going to run into some trouble. Although it would be best if you didn't have to use them.
We should take in the vital sisters and venture out after.
Yeah, I think that might be the best thing that you can do.
Mind not of Tishy, Braviera. Mostly a playful and energetic pup of a owlbear, my sweet fae. Oh sisters, what a wondrous dream I had.
What did you dream about? If it was good, then I guess you got some decent sleep, and that was all I could hope for you. She holds out the potions of healing that I imagine each of you are taking, and I'll add them to your inventories respectively. For those of you who don't know, we are currently using D&D Beyond to track character stuff. So if you want to look in our description, you can follow the link to see exactly what your characters have whenever you're piloting them. But hopefully we won't have to do that for too much longer. Hopefully we'll have something else we can use. If you were here last session, you might already have seen some of what I'm alluding to. Let's see. Nyx gets a potion of healing. And Thalindra gets a potion of healing. Don't worry, Ayla, I've already
Nyx
added yours.
takes the potions from the squeaky-sounding girl. She packs it away, and pets the owlbear between the ears while she waits to depart for the next portion of this epic quest of good versus evil.
Okay. As you sort of pat Beakley, the owlbear, behind the ears, they shiver in a way that ruffles their feathers. One of their owlbear feathers does slip onto the floor, and
Belinda stretches while her hair remains messy, letting out a bear's growl as her waking to alarm everyone to their toes.
Now, Thalindra was wild-shaped as a bear when she went to sleep, I believe. So that does track that she might make a bear sound. But after a long rest, you are not wild-shaped. You have all your uses back. I'll say next as you sort of pet Beakley, the owlbear, and that owlbear feather tumbles away. Braviera swoops in and grabs it. This could be good, a good ingredient. Hopefully you don't mind. I might use it for something. She runs and tucks it away inside of a small keepsake box that is one of the few items that's been left untouched on the shelves in the storefront of the Deep Dream Apothecary, just shy of this smaller chamber. Where you learned last session, Braviera has been giving pro bono dreams to those that need it. And perhaps this is the reason why she was targeted by the Red Claw. So, with all of you regaled on why exactly you have traveled here, why exactly you stand to adventure into danger even further, are you setting out? And if so, where? I know there were some suggestions about investigating the area and seeing what you might be able to use to your advantage. Braviera mentioned possibly checking out the Serpent's Market, or rather the Serpent Strip.
Take what you need, girl. If you can make good use of it, then please do so. Thank you for the potions and a place to sleep.
Of course! I mean, you've done so much for me. If you can rid the town of this mess, and we can go back to our, regular nightmare, then it'll all be worth it. By a large margin. Dwayne asks if anybody remembered to hijack the poacher's cart. Unfortunately, the poacher's cart was left exactly where it was. It was carried by a boar, a giant boar rather, so might have been hard to move, although you do have a druid in the party. You thought better of staying there for any longer than you needed to.
Yes, we should set out for the Serpent's Market, thank you, young lady. Hopefully we may fix this nightmarish decay on the Order's honor.
Okay. Then in that case, Braviera smiles softly, thanks you a couple more times as you begin to make your way towards the door, and with one last look, she watches as you step down the stone steps leading up to her humble apothecary business, and hesitates to close the door, taking one last look at you. Please, be safe, and if you need more rest, if you need anything, don't hesitate to come back. I'd be happy to help. She closes the door.
Hold, sisters. I believe we need to find the caterpillars producing these sleep-inducing necessities. We need answers as to what it's feeding on to make such a drug possible.
A very keen observation there, Thalindra. as you all step out into the streets of Darkwell, reminded of the gloom that exists outside of the Deep Dream Apothecary. You see this dense purple haze returning, distorting the atmosphere in sort of oil slick patterns that make it a bit hard to focus on anything in particular. You have correctly recalled that the caterpillars that you encountered before are a key ingredient in the drug called Ta'alva that many of the people in Darkwell
back
rely
to the poacher's cart that they left behind. She then responds, "The marketplace it is then. Goodbye, girl. We may never meet again. Good luck in the rest of your life."
That's certainly boding well enough. As you set out from the Deep Dream Apothecary, saying your goodbyes to Breviera, and thanking your lucky stars that you ran into such a creature when you did, that you were able to find rest here. If I remind you, a couple of you were actually already saddled with a level of exhaustion, so without this you'd have had some trouble getting rid of that, or even with the rest of the adventure, as you might have accrued more exhaustion over time. But you have traveled through the Serpent Strip Market before. I will say that it is perfectly easy enough for you to get back there. It sounds like that is the direction you'd like to go. And so after about a 10-minute trek, moving back the way you came towards the entrance of Darkwell, you find the very same market winding through a crooked street of leaning awnings and stalls. There are only a few merchants hawking goods with cracked voices. You see Ta'alva, dried insect husks, red-tinted oils, and talon bone charms. Strange creatures hang from hooks or skitter inside of small wicker and metal cages. What would you like to investigate first? What are you looking for specifically? I know somebody mentioned the caterpillars. If that is something you'd like to do, just let me know and we can do some rolls as you kind of glance around. You've already been through the area once before, so I don't think the merchants are giving you too many awkward looks, although a few of them are nervously still eyeing that owlbear that is moving around completely unrestrained and relatively untamed. So what are we thinking? Saft, Jason, Danny? You're back in the Serpent Strip. There are a number of goods here, but they might not be anything you can make use of. Or they might be exactly what you need.
We can talk to the merchants to get a lay of the land beyond what we already understand.
Okay. I'm going to say make... I'm going to say as you walk up to one of these stalls, you find
Nyx makes her way through the Darkwell streets back to the Bizarro marketplace while sipping on her pumpkin spice ale this early in the morning. Nyx looks out for a place with insect-like caterpillars.
Okay. I'm going to say then, as Ayla begins to move towards a stall, Nyx, you take this as your opportunity to sort of skulk from the shadows and have a good look at what wares might be hawked in this market. I'm going to say make an investigation check, Nyx. And Ayla, as you approach one of the stalls, you find a pale human woman, quite old and frail. You see there are deep bags under her eyes as she looks out towards you. She's gaunt, her hands sort of tremor. Oh, what can I interest you in? Oh, that's nice armor you have. Perhaps you'd be willing to trade? She holds her trembling hand towards the wares she has scattered across the table.
Being known for her discomfort for such towns both vast as well small bolts towards any signs of the caterpillars. Her courage being more radiant after seeing the stump itself now real.
Yeah, absolutely. I I'm going to say then, so Nix, you're rolling an investigation check. So !R investigation. But I'm going to give you advantage on that. So add ADV at the end of it. So !R investigation ADV, because Thelindra is helping you. Ooh, thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that advantage. That help action from Thelindra is coming in clutch as you begin to look across the various critters that are here in the market area. You don't find any caterpillars in specific, and you are keeping a keen eye out for any of the vendors that seem to be peddling into Alva, the drug that the caterpillars makes. With a non-natural 20 investigation, you're quite sure that the reason you're not seeing these caterpillars is specifically because...
What do you have to sell, and what can you tell me about your time in Darkwell? I say to the vendor.
Nix, you know that these caterpillars are not out for sale because they are a hot commodity. They're very important in the drug trade, and so they wouldn't be something that they allow for sale. They would want to keep that to themselves. And so as you sort of eye several of the vendors that are exchanging to Alva, you know that they probably have some of those caterpillars, but aren't selling them. I will say, Ayla, as you ask this question to the vendor,
Oh, I have several things here, if you would like to have a look.
She begins to gesture to each of several items she has laid out at the front of her ramshackle market stall. She says,
This is a woe collar husk,
and it's a small cicada husk.
It's good eating and good if you're exploring the wilds. Among other things, it's used for all sorts of alchemical remedies. And this here is another byproduct of the woe cicada. This one is woe oil, and you see there's like this sort of deep orange liquid in a small mortar and pestle. It seems almost like she is making up a batch as she speaks to you. She continues to grind it as she says, This is a very, very potent
Nix
poison.
looks around
Great for
and
hunting
determines
animals.
that what they are looking for in a high-value items not normally sold to normal people. Nix then looks around at the shadows, the place where the black market operate.
Jason, as Ayla continues to talk to this street vendor, you use the opportunity to try and slip past the looming eyes of the street vendors here. I'm going to say, make a stealth check for me to see if you can get eyes on any of the areas that they don't want you to see. So just !R stealth. You guys are doing really good so far. lots of activity here in chat. Okay. I'll roll a couple of checks on my end here. Okay. Nix, as soon as this particular merchant that Ayla is speaking to begins to gesture towards her wares, you actually use the shadow of her stall to slip behind where she's standing without her noticing, her eyeline drawn down. You then sort of look out across the vendor right next to her that is peddling to Alva. You see this is a rat folk. Quite
Nix slips
rotund.
into the shadows and begins to work the shadows as she's done so much in her early life.
Okay. You can see from the shadows here this rat folk sort of pulling up small burlap pouches and occasionally displaying the white powder that lies within before handing it over to his line of patrons that have formed. They exchange coin, various items that might be even more valuable than coin that they do not have. You see the rat folk himself is quite rotund. He's slate gray with these sunken eyes and a patchy beard. As he sort of looks around, every time, he hands over a bit of Ta'alva. You see his hands go together as he begins to sort of salivate over his next deal. I'm going to say make a perception check here to see what else you might notice. So exclamation point R, perception, and it looks like it's Marco, Andre, hang on, long. Marco, I'm just going to say Marco. Marco is in his Nyx now. So Marco, type exclamation point R, perception, to see exactly what Nyx is able to notice about this stall next to the one she's hiding behind, as this rat folk continues to peddle to Alva to dreary and weary-eyed patrons. So exclamation point R, perception is what you'll type. There has to be a space. Yeah, exclamation point R is the command, and then perception is sort of the modifier for it. Yeah, we have some improvements coming.
That's a lot you are putting on these cicadas, and a lot of their usage you are selling to me. About the oil, I am interested in its properties and cost, but can you please tell me more about Darkwell?
Can I use an Arcana check to see if the caterpillars are magical in nature to follow a trail?
Yeah, Danny, you know what? I'm going to say go ahead and make an Arcana check. I'm going to say make a nature check, rather. I'm going to say make a nature check to see if you can understand the way these caterpillars are. Marco, you had an extra period in there. Just, you're missing you got exclamation point R and then space perception. You were so close. You almost had it. I'm going to say that, Ayla, as you continue to talk with the street vendor, a 14 on nature. We'll get back to that in a second. Don't let me forget. So, Ayla, as you continue to talk to the street vendor,
oh yes, the woe collar cicadas is quite useful in this area, especially if you're hunting creatures. But if you're looking for information on Darkwell, well, you must not be from here.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. And I'm going to say with disadvantage because she knows you're not from here. So exclamation point R, persuasion, DIS for Ayla. Nyx, with your 14 on nature, I'm going to say that you understand these caterpillars are not inherently magical, and you may not be able to track them that way. They are rather just able to secrete this like really potent sleep-inducing poison that is added in with other substances to create Ta'alva. Let's see. So, Saf rolled persuasion as...
Finale.
There you go.
If you want to know about Darkwell, I can tell you some things. What questions do you have? And please, keep your voice down.
You've rolled not so great, but it seems like maybe the street vendor may be willing to help you. With the 19 plus 3, 22 for Nyx. Great first roll, Marco. You look out and see that underneath the rat folk stall, hidden within a locked drawer, is a small clutch of these caterpillars, along with several vials that seem to be some sort of essence that may have been extracted from them. There is a lock there, yes. However, with a 22, you also notice that the rat folk carries a small ring of keys with only 2 keys on it, on the side that is facing you, luckily enough. He's continuing to speak to the customers that he has lined up at his stall, and he's not paying a whole lot of attention. If you would like to try and risk not only swiping the keys, but getting into that cage. Yeah, Saf, I saw the 8 you got. I saw it in chat here. It tells on you a little bit. However, the street vendor does look like maybe they'd be willing to help you. What is it that you'd like to know about Darkwell? What is it that you'd like to know about the Red Claw? About what dangers are being posed from here? After all, you all were sent here to root out the evils of Thrallin's men. Matt is reminding everyone that Nyx has Mage Hand. Quite good. Yeah, Inspired Camel, thanks for the tip there. Whatever you type will be said if you're piloting a character. So if you just type something in chat, Nyx will speak it. So you can type in character or just tell me what you'd like Nyx to do.
All seem to be weary in this municipality. What makes our talk of it so dangerous?
I mage hand the heck out of it.
Okay, so first we're going to cover Ayla. You got in first.
Well, you are certainly not from here then. Darkwell is, well, it's naturally a dangerous place. It can be hard to find dreams here, and so the people do tend to grow quite weary. But beyond this, it is dangerous because the people that are in control of the substances that allow us to ease that weariness, well, they like the stranglehold they have here. It's not wise to talk openly of them. However, if you wish, I could perhaps take you to someone who knows more. It would require some deal of trust, however.
With that, we're going to jump over to Marco, who is mage-handing the heck out of it. I'm going to say make a sleight of hand check as you attempt to steal the keys off of this rat folk's key ring. And I'm going to say that this is a check that could be a partial success. You could only get one of the two keys, and hopefully that's the one you need to open the cage. But that'll depend on what you roll. So exclamation point R, sleight of hand, as you conjure a mage hand and have it begin to gently float over towards this rat folk. You see a bit of red magic pour out from the pale root bulb that you wear around your neck, the source of the magic that you wield. Okay. So with a 7, as your mage hand begins getting closer, you see the rat folk sort of...
That would be agreeable, though I would be happy to also take that oil off of you for a fair price. Always a good use for oil, they say.
Oh, well... The oil is 50 gold for a dose. Like I said, it's quite useful. I think you'll find it an apt companion in your adventures ahead. And if you would like, I could potentially... And her voice is interrupted as suddenly you hear the rat folk, "Hey, what's going on here? What's this little red hand?" And he swipes down, colliding with the red hand as it poofs back into red smoke. He begins scanning the area, looking for the source of this magic, following the red trail to Nyx's position. Nyx, I'm going to say they have advantage to spot you, but you did roll a 22 on stealth. Before I tell you the result of this roll, how does Nyx respond immediately to seeing that their mage hand has been dismissed and the rat folk that you were trying to steal from is looking around? I'm going to say that the street vendor that Ayla is talking to now sort of glances over to the stall next to hers. She's also going to... I'm going to see if she sees Nyx. Okay. She's also going to stop speaking to Ayla in sort of this flustered moment, looking around to see what exactly has transpired. Oh, D&D, Angels Art and Gaming. Welcome in, friend. Have a seat. Enjoy the Chat Plays D&D that we have prepared for you. Type exclamation point guidance in the chat if you'd like to see how exactly this all works. Yes, the mage hand would normally be invisible due to ledger domain features. You're absolutely right, Saft. So,
Do I have prestidigitation?
Does Nyx have prestidigitation? Let me double check for you. Nyx does not have prestidigitation. However, you're right that the mage hand would be invisible. Thank you for catching that. As he feels something tugging at his keyring and pulls his hand back. And he's still searching for whoever might have been tugging at those keys, but instead of advantage, I'm going to straight roll for him because he doesn't see a trail of red magic leading back to Nyx. Okay, so same question here. Marco, how does Nyx react to being found out as this rat folk continues to look around and try and spot the source of this attempted thievery? Yeah, Angels, art, and gaming, you did not mess up, and you do now got it. Zazima says, key heist when they sleep? Maybe. What do we think, Marco? What are we cooking up here? No prestidigitation. So, I just kind of want to know what Nyx's initial reaction to this is. Nyx, as a rogue, is probably not used to failing attempts at thieving like this. Maybe you're a little rusty after living the good life for so long outside of Darkwell. Angels Art and Gaming, if you're looking for any of the character sheets, the links are in the description below, and basically once you're in to pilot a character, anything you type in chat will be spoken for the character.
I shove something else behind the rat GUI with MH.
Okay, so you shift something else behind the rat. Shoves. Okay. I'm going to say, in this case, instead of a sleight of hand check, I'm going to have you make a performance check. Relatively low DC, because to spoil things a bit for you, the rat is looking in every direction behind his stall. He's not looking at the stall next to him, and so he doesn't see you initially. So, !R, performance. I want to see how convincingly you can knock something over to make him think that somebody is back there. That mage hand does certainly come in handy, especially when it's invisible. Thank you for reminding me of that. I do occasionally miss some rules because I'm trying to help you guys with these characters. Okay, I'm going to say with a 12, you're able to find a small... we'll actually say that it's a small coin purse from some of his accrued riches. You knock that over as gold begins to scattering all about. He's, what the hell? He turns around and begins scrambling to pick up as much of it as he can. You see a couple of his customers begin to move behind the counter as he turns with a dagger now. Don't you dare! You trying to steal from me? And he is completely distracted by them. What is everyone doing in this moment? Because as things stand, things are a little tense. There's a little heat in the marketplace. However, this rat has been properly distracted, has his attention drawn somewhere else, and you may be able to double down, double or nothing, and see if you can get by with another sleight of hand check. Yeah, there's 3 different characters, and you kind of get musical chairs into several different ones. So, you may just have to pull it up as you. Oh, Nyx, no. Okay, so in this moment, Nyx, I'm gonna say that you go to swipe the key ring with your mage hand, and feeling that tug again, this damned key is not
What
coming
goes
off.
on here? I am in the process of a transaction.
Can I reroll one?
Okay. Got it.
Can you re-roll a 1? You are a drow. You don't have halfling luck. I don't think there's anything that you can do here, unfortunately. Your rogue's not high enough level to get reliable talent yet. So as you tug at that key ring, the rat folk does turn around and make eye contact with you. There you are, you little thief! He moves over. You see his fur, his patchy fur beginning to sort of shift as he meanders over. He wears a small vest, but his belly flops lazily over his belt, over almost completely enveloping his trousers. As he reaches out, he's going to try and grapple you. Does a 14 hit Nyx? That exactly hits Nyx. Nyx, I'm going to have you make either acrobatics or athletics to get out of this grapple as he reaches down and tries to ensnare you.
Thalindra uses her aggressive charms to the rat with her vibrant appeals to seduce the rat to a stupor.
Okay. Trying
What's
to
that mean?
seduce the rat. Let's see. Okay. Oh, wow. Angels, Art and Gaming, you are now in control of the pally. Welcome in. And Thalindra is trying to seduce seduce the rat folk. Oh, man. I'm going to allow you to try. As you reach out and attempt to seduce the rat, this needs to be... How are you trying to do it specifically? I know you said you're trying to use your sort of natural wiles and good looks. Are you using wild shape in any way, shape, or form? As it stands, just simply attempting to seduce a rat folk after he's caught a thief is not going to be enough. I'm going to need you to kick in a little bit of extra flavor if you want to try to get away with this. I come in and immediately hear the words, seduce the rat. Yes, that's exactly what's going on tonight, Tom.
What?
Yeah, Ayla stands in front of the stall that Nyx is now being accosted from. Nyx, I'll still have you either roll acrobatics or athletics. So exclamation point R acrobatics or exclamation point R athletics to try and escape the grapple of this rat folk as he reaches down with a 14. He does hit you, but only barely. So I want to see if you can pull away from him in this moment. Oh my gosh, Nyx, no. Okay, with a 7, he does actually grab you. You turn to run, and he grabs you by the cape, pulling you. You're not getting away that easy. And he brings you back in, holding you with a clawed hand, one that you find is a little bit more powerful than you would have thought for this rather rotund shop owner. Thalindra, you are trying to seduce this rat, but he's not even paying attention to you. What are you doing to draw his attention? How are you using your wiles to make him forget about the trouble that he's found with your friend? Yes, this danger is very real.
Thalindra rubs his lower chin to whisper a softer tone to the rat to further sway to his imaginings of how he would perceive me. Whispering sweet promises.
Okay. Danny, I'm going to have you roll a performance check. Exclamation point R performance, and it's going to be at disadvantage. He is already hostile towards you and your friends. You are trying to pull his attention away by simply seducing him. That's going to be a tough thing to do. You're going to need a decent roll on disadvantage. So exclamation point R performance DIS. Marco, that's not true. We're not better off without you. You're doing just fine. Sometimes the dice tell a story, and it's not the one we're ready for. Okay. A 13 and 19 on the performance plus 2. This could potentially work. Okay. You see the rat sort of stop. What are you trying to pull?
Your friend here is trying to steal from me. You think I'd fall for your feminine wiles? You are pretty good looking. But no! I think you want your friend back? You sweeten the deal. Probably lost a few gold in that exchange over there. I could use a few more gold to line my pocket.
Nyx looks at the shady rat vendor and pulls him by the whiskers close to her so that they are nose to nose. The rogue takes a sip of her pumpkin spiced ale and tells him, "Are you sure you saw me?"
Oi, well, I saw the keys being pulled in your direction.
I'm gonna say make a deception check, Nyx, to see if you can convince him, if you can gaslight this shop owner into believing that it was not you that pulled on those keys. So exclamation point R, deception, and I think the only reason you're getting this chance is because his attention is being divided here. Oh my god! Okay. You guys are lucky. As the rat folk sort of looks to you, looks back at your friend.
Ooh.
All right, so maybe it wasn't you. Maybe it was. Maybe I should take the gold for the hell of it. I think that just for the trouble and your being here behind the market stall, maybe you owe me a bit of gold. I think,
He begins counting on his offhand.
let's make it 15. 15 gold. And then maybe I forget about this.
You see the shopkeeper Ayla was talking to has moved out from her own market stall, small, haggard woman that she is. She's sort of shielding herself from this larger rat folk. The gaslighting comes in clutch. Yeah, dirty 20, it just means that you rolled a non-natural 20.
Now why such anger towards her when I am more exciting a time to know off, sweet one? As she winks at him.
I'll get to you in a
at least
moment.
keep an eye on the rat folk to make sure he ain't gonna do anything, well, sneaky. What do I do there?
Okay, so as you're kind of keeping an eye on the rat
Nyx
folk,
takes another sip of her pumpkin spiced ale. Maybe you should count yourself even, as our mere presence is payment enough. She then offers him a sip of her ale.
you guys are stretching this thin. I'm going to say Ayla, or rather Angel, as you're sort of assessing the situation, I'm going to say make an insight check. Exclamation point R, insight, to see if you can predict what this rat folk is going to try and do in this situation. You've identified that you are not seen as part of this group, and so you may be able to glean something that they can't. Okay, with a 17, you can tell that this rat
Nyx
folk...
then begins petting the ratman vendor between his ears.
You can tell that this rat folk is not really built for combat. He's wielding a bit of strength with his claw that is clutching Nyx, but Nyx is a rather wiry, small-framed drow, and so you can tell his arm is getting tired just from holding her there. And this is sort of a bluff. He's trying to see how much he can get off of all of you after causing such a scene at his market stall. The Lindra, he sort of looks at you as you continue to try and pressure him into a sort of romantic solution as he says, gold's what I want. You give me gold and we can forget about this whole mess, okay? Nyx, you offer him a sip of your pumpkin spice ale. I see. I shouldn't. Well, it does smell pretty nice. No, the gold. The gold. Give me a bit of gold. 15 gold
Alindra,
pieces.
This is a great idea, actually. Keep doing what you're doing, actually.
So you're with them? You? All three of you? And you see with your 17 insight, Ayla, that he's starting to realize that there's a a growing number of enemies. The odds are stacking against him. It's no longer just him versus this rogue, or him versus this rogue and druid. It is now him versus a rogue, druid, and a paladin, who seem to be taking their side.
So, we got a deal. 15 gold. Forget about this whole thing.
What are we thinking? Yeah, Danny,
20
you're not the
gold.
Lindra anymore.
Oh, sure. Yeah, 20 gold sounds great. It sounds like an admission of guilt to me.
So you agree to hand him 20 gold, Ayla. Matt, you're now in the pilot seat. Do you agree to do this? I will subtract the gold from your total, if so. Yeah, there is an owlbear there as well. I imagine that owlbear is beginning to muscle up on him. Never forget about Beakley the owlbear. He's always there. Yeah, Angel, it's a lot of chaos, hence the channel name, but it is also a lot of fun.
Ayla is resistant. She really doesn't owe this guy.
What's going on here?
And he begins to look across the small group that has gathered, the owlbear moving in, and because the owlbear is the Lindra's owlbear, Marco, as the Lindra, I'm going to have you roll an intimidation check with advantage.
Nix gives him some ale anyways. Oh, we'll never forget about someone as memorable as you. You are lucky my sister is feeling so generous. I think she likes you. Nix then nods towards the Lindra.
The Lindra, make an intimidation check for your owlbear, and I'm going to say with advantage as this group is growing larger by the second. The rat folk is continuing to sort of have his eyes dart back and forth. So exclamation point R, intimidation ADV. I'm going to make a couple rolls to check something here. Okay. So Marco, that'll be a roll for you here. Exclamation point R, intimidation, ADV. Each one of those will have a space between it. Angel says, I ship this. Yeah. The rotund rat folk in the high elven druid. Marco, you still there? Polo. If not, the rat folk continues to sort of eyes dart back and forth between the four of you.
15 gold and we can forget about all of it. We can move past it, I swear.
Gotta love the forbidden love. Absolutely. Marco, I'm going to give you a little bit more time, and then I'm going to press the button to swap you out. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see who's going to pilot the Lindra here. Zazima!
Nix continues to confuse the rat man. Her eyes may say she's wild. He heart is full of love.
He's, I don't know what's going on. What? I don't want to get stolen from. Now that Zazima is in the pilot seat, go ahead and make a intimidation check for you and your owlbear with advantage. So exclamation point R, intimidation, ADV. Oh no. Oh, there it goes. It just took a second. Ooh, okay. 2 good rolls. I imagine this is maybe Ayla and the owlbear sort of working in coordination as Nyx is charming the rat folk, but in a way that makes him feel uncomfortable. He begins to sort of sweat as he looks between all of you, lets Nyx down, maybe sort of pats your clothes smooth, and he says, okay, look, I don't have any proof. Maybe it was you. But I think I'm done for the day. I think I'm done with business for the day. I'll pack up and I'll go. How about that? But don't think you haven't heard the last of me. Don't think you haven't gotten away with this, as he turns to his stall and begins scrambling to pick up every bit of merchandise that he's come with, to all the caterpillars.
Stop him.
Oh, what? Ayla, stop him. Ayla moves in to stop him. Are you restraining him?
We're not done with business.
You go to grab him. I'm going to say make an attack roll. This will be an unarmed strike, so exclamation point R, STR attack. You're trying to grapple this enemy here. This poor shop owner, rather. Okay, he rolls better than you rolled as he moves with a swiftness that you were not prepared for out of his rotund form. Like a fat rat, he does so gather his goods.
Thank you for your understanding. If you'd like to get the Lindra a drink later, I'm sure I could arrange a date.
No, I'm
Nyx
good!
smiles as she sips her ale.
He continues to swim now through the crowd that has gathered to see what has unfolded. You see the rat folk scurry away, carrying their belongings. And you know what? Just for your trouble, I'm going to say that he actually drops a few gold coins.
Smirks with a toothy grin.
As Nyx, I'll add them to your character sheet. You kind of pick up a few gold. You're not completely left empty-handed after this entire exchange. You see the sort of gaunt human woman that Ayla was talking to before reassume her stall as she kneels down to you, Nyx.
Are you okay? Are you harmed? He seemed rather irritable, didn't he? Are you all traveling together then? Fine customer. I didn't get your name before.
I swear I had a plan going as the Lindra. Yeah, this absolute.
We are traveling together, and I am Thalindra.
Oh, nice to make your acquaintance. If all of you are traveling together, it might be a bit harder to get you over to the person I was talking about, but
Nyx looks
the
at
offer is still
Thalindra,
open.
takes a sip of ale. Well, there's another love lost. Don't worry, sister. You'll find a man someday.
Oh, he's not much of a man. Not one you would want to be with anyway. He's Vorin. He's a bit of a rat. Well, perhaps that much
Cries
you
a
could
little
tell.
XD.
You could use the command spell if you'd like. You have to tell me, otherwise I don't know what you're doing. And I don't know what's available to each character either. So this shopkeep has now sort of reassumed her stall and appears to be offering the same deal she was talking to Ayla about, getting all of you to someone that knows a bit more about Darkwell that they could possibly.
We're limited on our options, so we'll gladly take any help. Thank you.
Oh, perfect. Well then, follow me this way. This way. I'll take you there.
And she begins to shamble off. The small crowd that had gathered is now dispersing. moving back
Nyx
towards
picks
other
up one of the
stalls.
old woman's where to examine it more closely. Nyx then asks the old lady vendor subtle questions to help determine what vendors to look at.
Oh, well, if you're interested in the woe oil, it's quite a potent poison. You might be able to use it to your advantage. However, if you're looking for information, I have that just up the way. As I say, it could be difficult to get you there, but I'm confident. I've seen your skills. I think you're quite capable. I'm Elena Moore, by the way. Pleasure to meet you. It's not often that I find myself in the company of outsiders to Darkwell.
What do you all say to her as she continues to usher you ahead? Is there anything in particular
Can you
you'd like to
provide
ask?
us any information about the Cape Pillars?
Oh, yes, of course. The,
Nyx looks at the
Somnolil.
poison and smiles. Yes, thank you, Elena Moore. I am Nyx. I think some poison might be useful. And some additional information.
Well, the poison won't come free, and neither will the information, of course. However, I'm willing to take payment on the back end. Now, when it comes to the caterpillars, I assume you're speaking about the somnolil caterpillars. They're used in Ta'alva production. I don't have any myself. They're kept by some of the more established vendors here in the area. But they are quite potent. Their poison is used in the production of Ta'alva. It's what allows people to sleep here in the land so close to Nightmare itself. And as you can imagine, they like to keep them under lock and key, keep them away from the common folk like us. We have to pay to get a taste, you see.
You see, she does have sort of deep bags under her eyes, like she hasn't slept in a while.
Would you be able to introduce us to any of those vendors?
Oh, yes. Well, I can do you one better. I know someone in the Red Claw that would certainly enjoy a conversation with you. That's where I'm heading now. But, down to business. As I say, I'm perfectly happy to take payment after your dealings go so well. However, bringing outsiders to this person requires a bit of tact.
We can help you sleep better as we know of someone and I offer her a good berry.
She looks towards your hand and snatches the good berry.
Oh, delicious. Oh, thank you. Your kindness will be repaid in full, of course. They're right this way.
And she turns a corner where you see a small crate that she begins to
Shall
open
we
up.
follow as potential bodyguards for you?
Oh, a very good idea, but I think perhaps it might be better if we approach in an unassuming manner. You see, this person we're going to visit, they are part of the Red Claw. They might see any advancement from an outsider as an act of aggression. It might be better if you were restrained somewhat, especially your bear there.
She sort of points towards Beakley as she opens a small crate that she had just around the side of her stall. It's full of manacles of various size, as well as ball and chain.
If you were to place these on, I think I could get you in with my contact over at the Red Claw.
Jason, thank you for the compliment. That was very chaotic. You guys saw to that, but that is the namesake of the channel. That's how we do it here.
So what do you say? Think it might be worth 30 gold?
Ayla
maybe?
doesn't like that idea.
Oh, well, far be it from me to push you to do something you're not comfortable with, but unfortunately this might be the only way I
A
can
ploy
get you
you
there.
offer? And how do we know we can trust this understanding?
Oh, have I lied to you thus far? I stood by as I watched you try to steal from that rat vendor. I may not like him very much, but he is a cohort of mine. I see the honor in what you may
Is
be
there
here
any
to
way
do.
to trick them into thinking we are restrained?
You could certainly try, perhaps with a sleight of hand check to keep the manacles from fully clasping as she situates them around your wrists.
Guidance.
Oh yeah, don't forget you can type !guidance for some help. And I don't think anybody has guidance, the cantrip, in this campaign. I'm not seeing it from anyone. Maybe Thalindra has it. Thalindra does have guidance. Okay. So, as she begins to sort of step back from all of you,
I don't mean to imply that you are, of course, prisoners here, but the only way this is going to work is if you present yourselves as captured. If you don't want to do it, I totally understand, and I would be happy to sell you some woe oil for 50 gold. Otherwise, our business dealings here may be done.
Guidance is overrated. Chaos is more fun. I don't know, man. Guidance is a pretty great cantrip.
How will we be assuaged we will be undone?
Well, you're just going to information gather, yes? You're just asking some questions. We'll need this ruse to get past any of the other Red Claw we may run into. Of course, when we present you to my contact, it'll be important that you come across as prisoners, or at least those who wouldn't pose a threat to them. Otherwise, they may
We
lash
had
out
experiences of that Kim not long ago. Charming verbal mind you.
Yeah, very true, very true. So, I think at this point, Elena is looking for a full confirmation or none at all before she closes this potential opportunity to you.
So what say you? Is this plan agreeable? Or would you rather a different approach? I'm afraid I can only help you here, in this way. If you don't trust me, I understand. We are strangers.
Even if my sisters are.
Okay. So, sounds like that is a vote yes from Danny as Nyx. So I need to hear from Ayla and Thalindra.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Certainly. Smiley face emoji.
Okay. She moves towards you. Perfect. And she begins to clasp the manacles closed. When she gets to Beakley, Beakley sort of does shake away at the touch of the cold metal on her wrists. But she does eventually settle in as Thalindra, you give her a bit of reassurance. She sits there sort of eyeing you with almost this confused expression as Elena clasps all of you.
Okay, so with that, I think we are ready to make our approach. Please, leave the talking to me. And, if you hear me say anything out of line, I promise, it's only to get us in. You'll have to trust me here. She begins to shamble on ahead, her gait a little bit more hurried than your...
Tides of Mo is asking Chili's.
Oh my god! No thank you, Tides of Mo. I appreciate it. No thank you. As she begins to shamble on in the direction that you came from, a bit further north, she veers towards the eastern part of Darkwell, a part that you haven't explored, and you dare to follow her. Her hurried gait is hard to keep up with your manacled hands and feet, and yet this is the path you have chosen to move on ahead. So, as you all continue, we're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to find out exactly where this path leads. So, don't go nowhere. See you in a bit. Bye.
Thank you. You're all too kind, and the drinks are on me tonight. Ha 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 ha! Oh, you must not have enabled gifted memberships. Let me show you how. Ha 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 ha! What you'll want to do is make your way over to our channel page and then add /allow_gifts. From there, you can turn on the toggle for free stuff and join in the chaos. Ha 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 ha! Now for my next tune, a little ditty about a dead necromancer named Pinky.
Hello, Drazad here. Oh my god, you have got to come check out all of our wares. We have so many different things. Help support the stream and get yourself some new magic items as well over at the Constructed Chaos store.
Perfect beard brew, perhaps lizard wart, or giant scorpion venom, and a watcher's eye stalk. And just a little dust of undryness. Not one of those crafting table. Smells pretty good, actually. Fireball! Bring home the chaos of juniper forest and magical embers with my own personal beard products in partnership with Tabletop Beard.
Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that?
Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
It appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. a curious and mysterious bubble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you, by chance, by destiny, by desire, it matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, everyone. So, now that we have our chat well rested, and now that Danny Leo has another 1,000 chaos points to spend, we're gonna rejoin our heroes as they follow Elena Moore, this human elderly woman who has promised you audience with a member of the Red Claw, as she has secured manacles onto your entire group. Ayla did ask to see if the manacles might be able to be unsecured without alerting Elena that you were keeping them loose. I'm going to say yes, that is possible. However, if you are discovered, she is going to secure them properly. So we're going to go down the line, and each of you can make a sleight of hand check if you'd like. Ayla, go ahead and start us off since you asked the question. So exclamation point R, sleight of hand. Thank you. Yeah, my headphones fell over during the break when I was moving some stuff around, and I thought they had stopped working, but they're working now. Okay, Ayla, with an 11, as you attempt to try and brace your wrists against the edge of the manacles so that they don't clasp all the way, she... Now, straighten your wrists, dear. And she sort of bends your wrist back into place and snaps the manacle firmly. You are restrained. As we now move to Nyx, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me. You've been unlucky with these so far, but potentially you can keep yourself from being restrained if your luck changes in this moment. So exclamation point R, sleight of hand, Danny. Danny, I'm not sure how many turns you have left. This might be the last roll you get for Nyx here. At least before you swap over. $17. Nyx, I'm going to say that you allow the manacles to snap into place. However, you are familiar with a trick that allows you to just slip your hands right out by dislocating your thumbs. And so you are able to slip out of the restrained condition, no action necessary. You are perfectly in the position to do so. And Elena seems to believe that you have gone along with her plan. As she now moves over to Thalindra, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me. Thalindra, same as Ayla, you're attempting to keep the cuffs off.
Why is this so difficult for you? These need to latch. They'll be able to see if you didn't fully...
Click, and it snaps into place as you are also restrained. Both Ayla and Thalindra are restrained, as well as the owlbear, as you begin to move out of the city towards this place that Elena has promised should offer answers, a place where you can speak with a member of the Red Claw. So you follow this path of mud and wooden planks through a rotten expanse. Through the obstruction of dead branches and crumpled structures, you can spy the outline of a rocky cleft supporting a tower in the distance. Ramshackle tents and lean-tos crowd around the base, stitched together from tarps, bones, and scavenged wood. Fires are smoldering low here, casting amber light across knoll-like shapes that move between camps, their weapons always at their sides. You approach an area where you hear a bit of rough laughter echoing as 3 hunched figures step out from behind a broken wall. You see their forms are unmistakably twisted, matted fur, jaws set in crooked grins, and red-smeared claw marks on their bodies. One of them tilts their head as their eyes narrow, looking over.
This is Red Claw territory, ladies. State your business. I'm bringing these fine folks and their owlbear to visit with Rakima. He's not expecting them, but I believe he will be happy at their presence here. This delivery is for him, and him alone.
As she attempts to persuade this knoll gatekeeper, you see him sort of tilt his head.
Oh, Elena, you know that normally outsiders don't get to speak with Rakima, but this is a nice hole. This is a nice hole indeed. Quite well done to nab yourself an owlbear. Can't imagine how you swung that one. Maybe there's a bit of a finder's fee for me, huh? If I bring you to Rakima, you think maybe he'd see fit to give me a bit of coin, or maybe you could do the honors. Maybe you could line my pockets. I'll get you there safe. You can trust me, Elena.
You see her sort of flick her eyes back to all of you to make sure that you're complying before reaching down to her coin purse and tossing out a few gold. That should be more than enough, Joral.
Just don't spend it all in one place. Well, I guess this can pass for now, Elena. Don't forget you do owe me. That last hit was on my pocketbooks. If you want to find sweet dreams, maybe remember who kept you dreaming before.
As he begins to show the way ahead, she sort of nods to all of you and continues to move on ahead. The three of you break past this initial barricade as the knoll stops his sneering and snickering.
Wait! That owlbear. It's not dosed, is it? Elena, how could you be so forgetful? If you want to take him there, you're gonna have to dose the bear.
And he sort of smiles with a crooked grin as he dips a small dagger in the same orange liquid that you saw at Elena's stall before. Thalindra, I'm going to have you tell me, first and foremost, are you allowing him to intentionally poison your owlbear? And if so, I'll need you to make an animal handling check to keep them in line, keep them from bursting into a raucous killing spree. So Zazima, let me know if you're allowing this individual to poison your owlbear. You recognize the liquid that he has as woe oil, which is what Elena was trying to sell you earlier. Remember, we need the intelligence from Red Claw. Lindra. Was that... No, that wasn't your roll from before. So, let me know what you're planning to do here. It's a tough choice. Getting some different suggestions from chat. Hard to know exactly what to do in this scenario.
I will try to intimidate him to get him to back away from the owl bear.
Okay. I'm going to say make an intimidation check with disadvantage because you are currently restrained. The restrained condition doesn't give you that, but you are certainly less intimidating in your current form. So exclamation point R, intimidation, DIS. As of now, he believes you all to be prisoners. Fuzzy handcuffs are not very intimidating. Oh, using a luck point from the Wayfarer background. So straight roll then. Intimidation straight roll using that luck point. Well timed, Zazima. That is one of your 2 luck points expended. Ooh. As you begin to bow up, "Oi, Elena! Keep your prisoner in line, huh?" As Elena then motions back and grabs you by the manacles that are behind your back, holds you close to her.
Please, you'll need to allow them to do this. There's not much I can do for you here, and this area is crawling with red claws.
With that, do you try to keep him? Rather, do you try and keep the owlbear from going on a rampage, or do you allow him to just try and poison this owlbear on his own power? Jason, you are now in as Thalindra, so I'll need an answer from you. Zazima says just let them.
The owlbear's new name is Rampage.
Renaming the owlbear to be Rampage now instead of Beakley. I don't know if it'll stick, but we'll see what happens. Are you allowing them to... are you trying to convince the owlbear to stand down in this moment, or are you just letting them attempt to poison them? Oh, we're getting... Zazima says, it's Chili's. Nice. Chili's the owlbear. What do you think, Jason? Are we allowing the owlbear to get dosed by their own power, or are you trying to calm the owlbear so that it doesn't harm your plan?
Oh, at ease, loves. Terry's no need to rush towards hostility. After all, what harm are we of now?
Nyx, as you sort of give a little bit of reassurance to these Knoll guards. As you give a bit of reassurance to these Knoll guards, you see them sort of look back at you.
Yeah, listen to your friend. She knows what's going on here. You're in Red Claw territory.
What do you think, Jason? If I don't hear from you, then the owlbear is going to get dosed without you trying to calm them, and I'm going to make a roll to see if they can hold their composure. Yeah, no spoils for Chat Plays D&D 1.
looks at the Red Claw guard with her wild and lust-filled eyes. The owlbear is not mine to control, but instead he is a companion who merely follows me. I'd be careful.
Oh.
Well, it is bound at the very least. The Knoll sort of licks his lips as he leaps in with the dagger,
then
attempting
attempts to let the owlbear get dosed.
Okay. Then in that case, Thalindra, I'm going to have you make an animal handling check to see if you can convince your owlbear to stay steady in this moment. So exclamation point R, animal handling. And this individual is going to try and stab them with a poisoned knife. Oh, there's the nat 20. Could have used a few of those earlier, but hey, we'll take them when they come. As you eye your owlbear, whose name is now apparently Rampage, you convince them not to go on a rampage as you see them sort of squint and accept the dagger plunging deep underneath their coat. You see the poison leave it as the Knoll sort of pulls the dagger back out. Your owlbear is going to take 4 points of damage.
Thalandra takes the knife from the guard. I will do it for you. Otherwise, he'll rip you arms off.
Oh, okay. Then we're going to backtrack a little bit. Thalindra, you are restrained, but you approach the owlbear in such a way that they are quite docile, and you hold the knife. What do you do here to try and poison them? Do you have the owlbear basically imbibe the poison off of the knife? It seems like this Knoll was going to plunge the knife into them to try and get them poisoned. Believe it or not, you guys have done some pretty crafty things here. Had you just charged straight towards Darkwell, this might have been a combat, but it seems like maybe you're avoiding it. Who's to say if it's to your benefit, though? We'll find out. Chilies is the attack word that Beakley knows. Jason, how exactly are you administering the poison here? You have the dagger. I'll say that the Knoll actually does relinquish it to you, although they pull.
Thalandra pierces Beakley Rampage in the shoulder with the poisoned dagger, much like a shot, as she reassures him that everything will be all right.
Okay, then in that case, I'm going to have the damage from 4 down to 2. So the owlbear will only take 2 points of damage as you see their eyes sort of grow wide, their pupils dilate as the poison takes effect. Your owlbear now has the poisoned condition for a certain period of time, and there's some other effects that you may not be fully aware of as they sort of, their pupils go wide and you see their anxiety sort of evaporate. You pull the dagger back out, quick to sort of plug the wound with your hand so it doesn't bleed too much. And you hand the dagger back to the Knoll, who takes it from you. And
There, my big boy. Time to go night-night for a while.
as it continues to squawk, you can hear its voice is almost like being held back a little bit. It's in sort of a inebriated state as it shambles from side to side. There, that's better. Now, carry on, Elena. Wouldn't want you to be late for your appointment. Elena now looks to all of you.
All right, it's time to continue on. March, prisoners.
She begins to usher you on forward. I'll say she slips behind you, Thalindra.
Thank you for your cooperation. That could have gotten really messy. I'm sorry for having to be so gruff. I was hoping they wouldn't dose your owlbear.
As you all continue ahead, you leave the three gnolls that guarded the entrance to this Red Claw territory behind you and begin approaching the structure in the distance. You follow Alana as the stone tower ahead begins to come into view. It sits atop a twisted rock emerging from the skyline like a broken tusk jutting from the soil. In the gloom, it leans slightly to one side, split by cracks filled with creeping roots of a color consistent with old blood. The upper half of the structure is missing entirely, having been sheared away long ago, leaving its jagged silhouette open to the gray sky. You press in as you wind up a series of rocky pathways that leads you to the opening into this tower. Light here, or what little of it survives in Darkwell's
Belinda
haze.
gives the guard some lustful googly eyes. She winks at him with both eyes as she passes past him. I'll see you soon. She blows him a kiss, and then continues into the Red Claw camp.
Beautiful. You see his eyes kind of dart to his buddies who begin sort of nudging him. He's like, hey, I didn't do anything. I'll say the four of you, Owlbear as well, make it up to the opening that leads into what you can only imagine is Grimroot Tower. As you get closer, I'm going to say Nyx, make a history check here. So Danny, make a history check for me. I want to see what Nyx might notice about this area. Totally depends on this roll here. Another natural 20. 2 in a row. All right, we love to see it. Nyx, as you look across this tower, you see this tangle of old roots as somewhat consistent with the pale root bulb that you wear on your necklace. And moreover, you remember specifically that the Hidden Hand Syndicate that you were once a part of resided underground in Darkwell. That underground network had many areas that allowed you access to the surface. And I think with a natural 20, you remember that one of those areas was this tower. There should be a trapdoor somewhere that leads down into the Hidden Hand Syndicate Warrens from here. You're not sure what to do with that information, but you know it's valuable because you know that's not something that many people would know coming to Darkwell. Now, as you get closer and you get within an eye's distance of this opening into the tower, you see what little light survives Darkwell's haze filters through a jagged split that runs half the height of the structure. You see pale stripes sort of cast across the crumbled floor by that cascading light. The tower's guts have sort of caved inwards over time, and thick roots claw through the leaning walls, twisting into makeshift support beams that creak with every slight breath of wind. Rusted cages line one side of the chamber, many of their bars now bent outwards. Near the center, however, you see a stone dais has been repurposed as a sorting table with scattered ropes, manacles, and other odd tools. But more than anything, upon entering, you notice a massive tiger-striped tabaxi who rises from behind a small, scarred desk. Patchy fur clings to swollen muscle, veins standing out beneath his skin as he turns to face you. His amber eyes sort of track each of you as you approach.
Alana, what is your business here? Well, Rakima,
She sort of bows down. You see her get quite low to the ground, lower than you imagined her frail form would allow her.
I have brought you guests. I believe the going rate is 10 gold per person, per outsider, and 3 gold per large beast. I'm here to claim my reward.
I will not
question how you were able to find such a lovely harvest. But your gold you shall have.
And he sort of motions towards the shadows as you see a figure steps out into the light of Grimroot Tower. You see that they are only half a stranger. Tall and muscular beneath matted fur coating his limbs, hunched shoulders, an elongated muzzle, but something in his posture catches your eyes before his face does. Aruvin's Silverleaf's braided hair still waves behind him in the hollow wind as it did
Philandra
when he
notices
first
the
left
muscular
home.
tabaxi with a Russian accent and begins to drool. She immediately focuses her wild eyes on him and smile with delight as if she were looking at a delicious dessert.
The Lindra is distracted, and so are you, Ayla, as you see your brother twisted into something else standing before you. I am going to have Ayla make an insight check here. Now,
'Tis been a age since I last seen you, Rara. Giggles, I see you've gained a proper seat among the claws, old friend.
Is that you, Nyx? Foolish of you to come back here.
Ayla, with a 12, you see your brother sort of eyeing you in a way that appears to hold no recollection of who you are. You're not sure why, but he does certainly make eye contact with you. He does certainly notice you.
Well then, take your gold and go, Alana. You've done well. You can buy many sleeps with this, I imagine.
As Alana takes the gold, she turns to the four of you as she begins to make her exit. She says,
Ask all the questions you might want.
Brother, hold in there and I'll get you out of here.
As for me, I'll be making my way out. And she begins to sort of scamper out of the tower. As you say this, Ayla, your brother eyes you with a darting glance.
Sister, found yourself in a mess of trouble again, have you? Well, this time I will not be here to save you.
Oh, kindred souls, lost ties, a life left long ago, it seems. Well, I have things to do. Perhaps, Arvin, you can deal with these past parts of your old life. I will leave you to it. As he suddenly disappears in an instant, you see no trace of him as he vanishes into thin air, only reappearing for a split second as he thrusts something into Beakley's mouth. You hear words emanate from his mouth, laced with a sort of magical
Philindra
vigor.
asks the Russian tabaxi if she can be one of his things.
Perhaps, but you will first have to deal with this.
He turns to Beakley, closes their jaw, and says,
Swallow.
you hear his command emanate from his mouth. You see Beakley, dazed and confused, no longer able to resist a command from someone imposing as him. Swallow this pale root bulb laced with red magical energy as it dives down into their belly. You see their eyes now twist into an angry stare, looking towards every creature in her immediate vicinity. Rakima dives backwards before scurrying off and leaving Aruvin to deal with the repercussions of your actions. I am going to have all of you roll for initiative. Ayla, you will be up first for the initiative roll. So exclamation point R initiative. And I believe restrained means just Yeah, just attack rolls have disadvantage. So you are restrained. Don't forget that. A 10 is not gonna be so great here, but it's certainly not gonna hurt you. So Nyx, you will go ahead and roll initiative now. Exclamation point R initiative.
I'll
But
try
you
and
are not
break
restrained.
free of the restraints.
Okay. As soon as your turn rolls around, you will be able to attempt that. But first, we need to figure out exactly how this pans out. Nyx.
I feared. There was more of those bulbs. You were using the stumps somehow from the tunnels, aren't you, Rara?
Rakima has since vanished from the tower. You see him actually approaching that wooden desk when he blinks away once again. You imagine, perhaps, with your super high history check, that he may be using that trap door to leave into the warrens of the Hidden Hand. So Nyx, go ahead and roll an initiative roll. Roll initiative for me. Exclamation point R initiative. We get our combat cam up.
It's okay.
Oh no! Why'd that happen? Exclamation point R initiative. Just make sure you spell it right. That might have been... Yeah, there's an extra in there, as well as some other things. Very, very spelled wrong. So Angel, you'll be rolling initiative for us. Exclamation point R initiative. Oh, there it is. Non-natural 20. That's going to be great considering Nyx is the only one not restrained here. Dino says, gotta leave soon, but appreciate your content. Appreciate you being here, Dino. I hope you had a great time. Feel free to join in the chaos anytime you see fit. And so last, but certainly not least, Thalindra, I'm going to have you roll for initiative here. Exclamation point R initiative. We'll just have to keep in mind that two of you are currently restrained. Okay, an 11, so right before Ayla is when you'll be going. So as Rakima takes his leave, pumping the owlbear full of poison, realizing that Nyx is here, and rather than attempting to subdue you himself, he figures he might let your pet do the dirty work along with one of his henchmen in Aruvin. He takes his leave, or at least turns invisible, and the first in initiative is going to be Nyx. So Nyx, what would you like to do here? Let me know as Rakima makes their move, forcing Beakley to consume one of those pale root bulbs. You see them beginning to wrench and writhe in this sort of animalistic fury. Knots of their hair is beginning to are beginning to fall out in clumps.
What the hell did you do? I shout as I get into a defensive stance. I don't want to hurt Revenge/Beakley.
Okay, so Aruvin is also left there. I'm not sure if Nyx would know that this is Ayla's brother, but he was told to deal with this mess. So you get into a defensive position. Is that to say that you are taking the dodge action, or are you holding an action for something else? Oh, we have some suggestions to use Mage Hand to make the owlbear throw up the pale root bulb. Okay, looks like dodge action in case Beakley attacks. In the future, just use that spoken aloud, because I'll miss it if you don't. You see Nyx shakes the manacles off quite easily as they clatter to the ground, pulling out her 2 daggers, but using them in a defensive posture to hopefully ward off any incoming attacks. We're now going to move from Nyx's turn to Beakley, or Rampage, who is going to attack the nearest creature, and currently, Nyx, that is going to be you. Luckily, you took the dodge action, so they do have disadvantage to hit you, but an owlbear is nothing to shake a stick at. Quite literally. Ooh, did that wrong. All right. Okay, that's a 3 on the die for the first attack as the owlbear lunges, swinging a claw at you. You dodge back as you use the tip of your dagger to sort of redirect the attack without dealing any damage to Beakley. The second attack is a nat 1 on the die as it now lumbers forward and attempts to bite you. You sort of sweep your belly out, just barely placing your arms forward as you feel the beak sort of crest against your leathers without actually doing any damage to you. We move beyond Beakley's turn to Thalindra. Thalindra, you are restrained currently. What would you like to do? So Zazima, let me know what Thalindra does in this moment. You are currently restrained using the manacles. Beakley has broken free of theirs as they lunge out in this sort of unbound animalistic rage. You see them attack your friend Nyx, but they are unable to land an attack. Currently, the situation seems to be a losing battle. However, you may be able to do something to turn the tides. I certainly encourage creative thinking here on this channel, so let me know what you would like to do. What do we think, Zazima? As Beakley is lumbering forward.
I would like to use Speak with Animals to calm Beakley down while wild shaping into a giant constrictor snake as a bonus action.
Okay. I will say, yeah, you're definitely able to do that. Make a persuasion check with disadvantage because currently the creature is hostile to you. And I think you're kind of speaking creature to creature here rather than animal handling check. So exclamation point R, persuasion, DIS, and I'm going to get you your constrictor snake. You feel your body beginning to elongate as your head now towers several feet higher than it did before. But as you're transforming, you're attempting to dissuade Beakley from continuing their assault. Okay, and I'm going to say with a 7, you see the creature looks at you, and in a way that you are unfamiliar with as their friend and their caretaker, they seem to have no recognition of you. Not only do your words fall on deaf ears, but it's almost as if they don't even understand what you're saying to them. Even though you are using Speak with Animals, I know that. So I will mark off both Speak with Animals and your wild shape here. As you wild shape, you are going to get some hit points at least. Nine temporary hit points thanks to your Moon Druid subclass. A whopping 36 as you transform into the giant constrictor snake like the one you fought before. That is going to be your turn, and we're going to move now from Thalendra to Ayla. Ayla, it is your turn. You see both Nyx and Thalendra trying to take actions that would be a little conducive to keeping this combat from happening. What do you do as you are currently restrained? As well, I'll say Thalendra, as you transform, those manacles go into your wild shape. You are no longer restrained. You have broken the restrained condition in that way. Very clever. Very, very clever. You'll what? Going to try and get out of restraint first. Okay, so guys, please, whenever you're doing something as a character, don't use the exclamation point so that I can hear you. Because if you use that exclamation point, I don't hear you, and I've got like a dozen windows open. I'm gonna miss it. So exclamation point R, athletics or acrobatics. Your choice to try and get out of this this restraint. Ooh, Danny's got an interesting idea too. Use the owlbear's momentum if you need to break the chain, Renarius. I got a bad feeling about that bulb. Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable to have a bad feeling. Okay, with your acrobatics, you're trying to contort your wrists in such a way that you can just pull them out of the manacles, but your hands are too calloused. They are too muscular. Your arms are too thick, like tree trunks. You are not able to get them out of the manacles, and so you continue to be restrained here. You do still have a bonus action, and you do have your movement if you would like to change up your approach here. Your brother is still standing within the collapsing tower, looking on at you. He hasn't said much other than those first few words, and he also hasn't attacked yet. So what would you like to do? Owlbear, time it, Renarius, says Danny. It is still Ayla's turn. Ayla's got a bonus action and some movement left if they would like to do anything different. I will say, Ayla, as you try and make your decision, Aruvin is going to use this opportunity. Yeah. Take your time. You're fine. Aruvin is going to leap ahead and...
I'll try to get Beakley to get rid of restraints while asking my brother what has happened.
What has happened is you've stumbled into the Red Claws lands. There is nothing I can do for you now, sister.
I'm going to say on your previous insight check, he seems hostile towards you. However, after he mutters those words, he rears back and throws a javelin made of bone towards the constrictor snake that has now appeared. They are restrained, so he will have they are no longer restrained, so he has straight roll on this attack. He rears back and throws that javelin. That is a 17 to hit the constrictor snake, which I believe will hit them, dealing 7 points of piercing damage as you feel the javelin. Belindra, you're focused on the owlbear. That javelin pierces underneath some of your scales and out through the other side. You take that 7 points of piercing damage as your eyes dart over towards the Red Claw soldier that has been regarded as Ayla's brother, now taking attacks on you. You realize they may not be a friend in this moment. Take 7 damage there. And he's got 2 of those javelin attacks. Yeah, I think he's going to use another one. This one is a 14 to hit. Does that hit a constrictor snake? Let's find out. A 14 does hit, so you take another 7 points of piercing damage. The first javelin goes through your scales about at your midsection. When you turn to face him, the second goes into your mouth and out the side, driving one of your teeth wide and causing quite the toothache as a bit of venom sort of drips out from it. So you take another 7 points of damage, Thalindra, bringing you out of your temporary hit points and into your normal ones. With only 22 HP left, we move from Aruvin's turn back to the top with Nyx. Nyx, what are you doing here in this moment? You've seen the situation has not improved much, if at all. Oh, I see a bunch of snakes in the chat. I see some chaos being constructed as well. So Nyx, I saw Angel. You said you've been reading your abilities. Keep in mind you can do pretty much anything, and I'll try and guide you as best I can. I know you're playing musical chairs with a bunch of characters here, and playing perfectly efficiently is not going to be easy, if possible at all.
Okay, so I whistle to Beakley like a dog and say, "Over here," and I attempt to use Mage Hand.
Okay, so you're trying to distract this owlbear who's fallen into an animalistic rage, using your Mage Hand, maybe sort of literally pulling their attention towards you. I'm going to say make a performance check with advantage. This owlbear's ire is not hard to draw. I just need to see if you're able to hit a certain DC. So exclamation point R performance ADV. And I'll even say, because this is your Mage Hand, this will be a bonus action for you. Okay. With an 11, a 7 and a 10 on the die, plus 1, you're trying to proposition yourself as an easy target. The owlbear's already tried to attack you, so it's mildly dissuaded by this, but when you literally take your Mage Hand and pull its face towards you, you see its eyes sort of glowing a deep amber as it begins to squeak and lunge ahead. You do still have your action and your movement. Is there anything else that you would like to do? Let me know there, Nyx. And keep in mind, Thalindra, Ayla, you guys are coming up in the initiative here shortly, so be thinking about what you want to do. Saft says dodge. Not a bad idea. Renaria says bring Beakley to Ayla's brother. Danny, I agree. Not good at all. Yeah, your friend is turned foe.
I try to at least avoid any attacks. I refuse to hurt her. She's still our friend. So yeah, dodge.
Okay, Nyx, you have drawn her ire once again, and you continue to dodge her attacks, just hoping that you can wait out whatever magical effect this beast is under. And as you end your turn, it does indeed attack you with 2 rend attacks, both made at disadvantage because you have dodged. Okay, the first is a 4 on the die for a total of an 11. That will not hit you. The second, I think, does hit. Let me double check. Okay, with a total of 21 at disadvantage, a 14 plus 7, the owlbear reaches with its claw, driving you back, but it's seen this move before, and although it is in a rage, it is not foolish. It drives forward with the beak. Instead of trying to bite you, it simply tries to pierce you with the brunt of its body weight, and pierce it does as you take 14 points of damage, Nyx, bringing you down to just 2 hit points. Nyx, you feel the life beginning to leave you somewhat, and I'll say, as this owlbear...
This is bad.
Yeah, certainly. You feel every bit of that force as the owlbear dives into you. You feel its beak pierce you, and you feel a thrum of magic from the pale root bulb hanging around your neck, almost as if it's resonating with the one inside of this owlbear. You feel your own rage beginning to well up. You resist it for now, but you worry about the adverse effects that may be coming to fruition after carrying this bulb for so long. We move from the owlbear's turn now to Thalindra. Thalindra, you are wild-shaped as a constrictor snake, but you are already being brought towards your demise here with the damage you've been dealt. What would you like to do here, Thalindra? Ayla, you're on deck, so be thinking about what you want to do.
I begin to caress Beakley body with my own to try to jettison the bulb out of Beakley.
Okay, I'm going to say this is going to be the constrict attack from the constrictor snake. That is going to be a strength saving throw from Beakley. That's a really low roll. You might actually get them ensnared here.
Non-lethally.
Okay, I will say that it deals half damage then. I think that's pretty reasonable. Because you are trying to use enough force to push that root bulb out. I'm going to say, in this situation, so Beakley is going to take 6 points of bludgeoning damage because they are now grappled by this constrictor snake as you wrap around them and begin to push in such a way that it coaxes the root bulb out from their mouth. I will let you decide. Either roll athletics or sleight of hand to see if you're able to do this. There's no attack roll necessary. Yeah, it is literally just a saving throw from Beakley for that constrict attack. So they are grappled by you. They did fail, and they did take 6 points of damage. But we need to know if you are able to coax that bulb out. Thalindra, with an 8 for sleight of hand, I'm going to say you're trying your best to maneuver your body around Beakley in such a way that it does sort of ripple from the stomach up through the up through the throat. To cough that bulb out. But this creature's hide is tough. And the fact that you're trying not to do damage to them actually works a bit to your detriment here. You see that you have made no progress. That bulb is still well within them. As they continue to writhe, you see some of their hair beginning to come out in clumps against your scales. Their transformation continues. As we move from your turn to Ayla's turn. Ayla, you're seeing all this transpire. You saw your brother fire 2 bone javelins towards your ally Thalindra. You've seen now Beakley nearly incapacitate your ally Nyx. What do you do in this moment? So Renarius, this will be for you. Let me know what Ayla does here. I'm trying to get you guys a good view of the action. See, Zazima says, keep trying, keep the brother occupied. I don't think that's a bad idea, but those hit points are already beginning to dwindle. You've made it this far.
Still need to get out of my restraints as I try to get my brother's attention.
Okay, I will have you make either an athletics or acrobatics check. And if you guys can hear, we do have some pups in the background. You can type !pups in the chat to learn all about them. You can also try and break these restraints. However, because you're restrained, you'd have disadvantage.
But remember your turns as Ayla.
Yeah, Renarius says to roll athletics. So, Danny, you are now in the pilot seat for Ayla. So I'll have you either roll athletics or acrobatics. Hey, hush. Sorry, I think there's some people outside being really loud, so the dogs don't like that. Yeah, the musical chairs aspect of this gets extra chaotic, but it's really fun to be able to cycle you guys out and see if the storylines change. Oh, it's got to be acrobatics with an S at the end. However, I think for Ayla, your better bet might even be athletics, but I could be wrong there. Yeah, athletics is a +3, so that might be the better go. If you would like to change that up. Yeah, but don't forget there's an S at the end of those words. There we go. Another 9. As you now attempt to break the chains that bind you, you pull against them wildly, just thrashing about, hoping that the chains will break, but they hold fast. It seems that your friend that has escorted you here has put you in a rather precarious situation after making away with quite a bit of gold themselves. You were unable to break through the restraints, but you eye your brother in this moment. Is there anything that you say to them, Danny? Is there anything that you do outside of trying to break these restraints? I'll say that is your action to try and break these manacles, but you can potentially use your words or perhaps a bonus action to do something else. You do have lay on hands, and while your hands are bound, you could potentially give some hit points back to some allies. What do we think, Danny? 9, unfortunately, is just not going to cut it.
You changed, brother.
I changed. No. This place has changed. It used to honor tradition. Now, it honors nothing. And if you fall for anything, then you are the same as them.
I'm going to say, as you see him hesitate on his words, make another insight check. !R, insight. Jason, unfortunately, chaos is not at play in this campaign. There are no advantage dice that you normally would get in our regular campaigns. Rather, there is only chaos. You can contribute to the chaos pool and have something crazy happen as a result. But other than that, we'll just have to play well. With a 19 insight, Ayla, you can tell your brother, while his words seem to sting, while he seems to be held fast to his beliefs and his he is steadfast in his resolve as a Red Claw member, he appears to still hold some deep-seated loyalty towards you. He has not attacked you yet. He has only attacked your allies, and sparingly so. It seems almost as if he is putting on a bit of a performance here. But you're not sure what exactly to make with that. A 19 gets you a lot, but it doesn't get you everything. So, with that, I will say, Ayla, we move on from your turn now to your brother's turn, and almost as if to affirm your suspicions, he does not attack you. Instead, he continues to attack the constrictor snake. He sees Beakley is drawn towards Nyx and can probably finish them off himself. That is a 16 to hit. And as it does, you are dealt another 7 points of piercing damage. He throws another javelin. That one is a 12 to hit, so it does, but it is a glancing blow. You'll only take 3 from that, Thalindra. So you take 10 total points of damage as he hurls 2 more javelins in your direction. You are now just barely bloodied here as your constrictor snake form is beginning to lose steam. You are continuing to grapple Beakley and coax out that root bulb, but this form will not hold for much longer, and neither will you. As Aruvin unleashes these 2 javelins, they drive into you, and he says, "Stop this foolishness, sister. There is still time. There is still time for you to become a member of the Red Claw. Join forces with us. Join us. And you can become more powerful than you could ever fathom." As we move beyond Aruvin's turn, we go back to the top of initiative with Nyx. Nyx, what are you doing? You have 2 hit points. You have pulled the attention of Beakley and taken the dodge action last turn, but he still managed to stab into you. Jason says, join the Red Claw. Yeah, might as well.
No, brother. This is a perversion of nature you're committing to.
Perversion of nature. What is natural is that the mighty should rule. Thralland was overthrown. They had no right to challenge him. I was part of his inner circle. This is our right to rule.
You see him reference the fallen chief of Zashatan, who was defeated by his niece in a
Coughing up
battle.
blood, I get up, barely. Shakenly. I look over to the tabaxi. Instead, I look to Ayla. Confront him for us if we go down. Save us. Save Beakley.
Okay. You look over to Ayla and call out to them, hoping that Ayla will be able to save you if all of you go down. Is there anything else that you're doing on your turn? You are currently, you have your action, bonus action, movement, everything. Beakley is grappled, so any attack against you, unless they escape that grapple, would be made at disadvantage already. Is there anything else that you would like to do with that action? Ayla switching sides to save her sisters. I love it. Y'all better not let Jason get back in the pilot seat as Ayla. He's gonna let her change her story here, which I am all for the record. I'm all about putting you guys in weird
I use the potion
positions.
of healing to Thalindra. I rather they be safe. They can save to Beakley at least.
Okay, so you use your action to force feed your healing potion for Thalindra. I'm going to have you roll for this to see how much healing they get. So that's going to be exclamation point R 2d4 plus 2. You can type that directly in. It will it handles dice equations. So 2d4 plus 2. Okay, 7 points of healing. This constrictor snake is nearly driven low by the attacks hailing from Ayla's corrupted
Put
brother.
me in, coach.
Put me in, coach. As you drain this healing potion into Thalindra's mouth, you see some of her wounds begin to close, but she's not quite back at full. Rather, she is only at 19 of her total 27 hit points. So we move now from Nyx's turn to Beakley. Beakley no longer looking towards you and currently constricted by Thalindra. He's going to start using his beak to tear out this constrictor snake. That is a 16 to hit, which will hit. And that is a
I'm going
natural.
to bonus action hide.
Okay. You guys probably just heard what I was about to say, but I'll confirm it now. That second attack only needed to hit. Instead, it is a natural 20. So, I need to do some math here, because if Thalindra goes into it goes negative 27 hit points from 19, then they will die immediately. No death saves or anything. They will simply expire. Thalindra, you currently have 19 hit points. The first attack from Beakley does 14. As they claw into you with their claw, they're able to bring loose from this grapple. They rake across your scales, peeling across much of the scales and the flesh underneath. You're driven down to just 5 hit points. The second attack, as you well know, does hit. It is a natural 20. Natural 20s do double damage. So instead of the 14 points of damage that it did before, technically its modifier does not get doubled. So that would be 18 plus 5, 23. Thalindra, you take 23 points of damage and you are knocked unconscious, but you do not immediately die. As your wild shape reverts, you all see as Thalindra collapses onto the ground, unconscious, bleeding onto the stone floor just outside of Grimroot Tower. As Aruvin sees this, he looks to you, Ayla, and says,
"Please, stop this foolishness, sister. Your friends are not long for this world, and I wish not to destroy you, but I will do what I must."
As we move past Beakley's turn to Thalindra. Thalindra, I'm going to have you roll a death save. Exclamation point R D20. Yeah, this owlbear is a blessing and a curse here. They have taken them from you as a series of events have led to this moment. Oh my God! No freaking way! No freaking way you got another nat 20. This happened 3 sessions ago. Thalindra, you pop up at 1 hit point. You are still prone, but you are up at 1 as you will yourself back into the fray. You hear these words from Ayla's brother tempting her to the wrong side, and you want him to know that her friends are not going down without a fight. You wrench back into consciousness, and you have your full turn. What would you like to do, Thalindra? What a freaking goated nat 20. Wow. Yeah, Matt, what the hell is going on? Zazima, what would you like to do as Thalindra? Yeah! Welcome in, Tides. Nat 20, baby. Renarius is leaning towards taking care of Aruvin. He certainly seems to be against you here. What are we thinking? Yeah, that nat 20 was on a death save, if you can believe it. That was crazy. That's the second time that's happened
I will
with
do
the
my
Lindra
best to calm
specifically.
Beakley while casting Cure Wood at 2nd level on myself.
Okay, you cast Cure Wounds on yourself. Let me pull that up and mark off your slot here. Are you casting at the 1st or 2nd level? You have quite a few hit points you could be regaining. It's up to you. Danny, thanks for the $20. He says, heal, we need you, Thalindra. 2nd level. Okay, so 2nd level Cure Wounds is going to be 4d8 plus 4. Go ahead and roll that for yourself. I marked off your spell slot. Let's see how much healing you're getting, Thalindra. Exclamation point R, 4d8 plus 4. You touch your hand to your chest, and you are healed to exactly full with 26 points of healing. You cannot keep this druid down. Holy crap. I can't believe you just pulled that off. What a swing in the other direction. And you said you're also trying to calm Beakley. I'm going to say make an animal handling check with disadvantage. I imagine you're standing up as well. So you're not prone anymore. You were healed back to full, and as you stand into your position, your wounds begin to heal over. You eye Beakley and speak to them, hoping to dissuade them from attacking your allies any further. Okay, using Lucky to make it a straight roll. I think that is our 2nd lucky. Straight roll is a 7, unfortunately, as you... Hang on. Why did that have... I'm confused. Why did it do 2 rolls there with a 13 and 19? Hang on, that shit. See, that was at disadvantage. Angel, you're in now. Yeah, it should have been straight. If it was straight, we should take the first roll. So go ahead and we're gonna re-roll it because it shouldn't have been a disadvantage. I don't know why it did that if you didn't type it that way. So exclamation point R, animal handling. Exclamation point R, animal handling. We're going to re-roll it because it wasn't a disadvantage. We used that lucky. How lucky are you? There's the 19. It came back. 23. As you stand, your wounds begin to heal, but in that split second, Beakley turns to you with that sort of raw animalistic fury and sees their greatest friend harmed. For a moment, you see their expressions shift into one of concern for their friend. They are still under the effects of this root bulb, but you see them beginning to and as they are trying to regurgitate the root bulb, they are not going to be able to make attacks in the next round. You have successfully kept them from attacking, but the danger is not over yet. As Thalindra, we move from your turn. Ayla, it's your go. What would you like to do? Yeah, Thalindra is on fire. I can't believe all the crazy shenanigans she's gotten away with this round. I mean, hell, this session. She is cooking. So, Danny, as Ayla, what do you do here in this moment? So much has changed since the last round in combat. The Lindra, goaded with the sauce, has come through to bring her owlbear companion out of its destructive state, at least temporarily. The power of love is strong within Thalindra. Saft, yeah, this is absolutely wild. You guys have done some crazy thing this session, and believe me, it gets even crazier. So what are we thinking, Danny? You still here? Ayla's got her turn now. Things have changed since what your brother last said. Your friends not being long for this world. You have a choice to make. Do you attempt to help Beakley cough up this root bulb? Do you attack your brother? Do you try and convince them that this is not the way? Do you break free of your bonds?
I
What are you
already
thinking?
made my choice, brother. As Ayla says it before she lets out the most blood-curdling war cry as I dash towards Beakley with a chain to jam it in its mouth to restrain him as best I can.
Oh, I love this idea. So, Ayla, you charge back towards Beakley after telling your brother that your choice is already made, and you attempt to wrangle them with the chains that you have not been able to remove from your arms. I'm going to say this is going to be... I think this is probably going to be an attack roll for a grapple, because attack rolls are unarmed strike grapples now. So I'm going to say this will also be an advantage because Beakley is currently trying to hairball cough up this pale root bulb that they've ingested. Make a roll. It's going to be exclamation point R, STR, attack, ADV. And Beakley is going to need to break through this with its athletics. Yeah, and I know I'm running that a little differently from normal, but this feels right. Okay. A 22 certainly is a great roll, and as Beakley is continuing to focus on getting this root bulb up, you are able to get the chains in its mouth, not quite riding on the back of Beakley, but bringing your arm around its head so you can rear back in earnest. You hear a sort of unsettled squawk as you wrench back. You feel its body sort of convulsing almost in a way that a dog's would, as it's almost like throwing up here. You have Beakley grappled, and I'm going to say that when it comes around to their turn, we're going to make another check to see if they can get this root bulb out. We move on from Ayla's turn back to Aruvin as he looks to you just on the other side of Beakley here. He's going to sort of move out of Grimroot Tower, eyeing you, Ayla. I warned you. As he charges forward, I'm going to say... Nyx, he's going to target you. Seeing you as the weaker target, that is what he is going to prioritize. He's going to make a swing on you with a whip now. He pulls out a small, like, bone flail. That is... a 17 to hit, which will hit. Nyx, you are now brought down to 0 hit points. From your 2 that you had remaining, he deals 8 damage. You are now on death saves. Driven low, You see a red energy swell in his eyes as that animalistic fury that had overtaken Beakley now seems to control his own movements. He goes on a rampage and is going to make a bonus action attack on the Lindra. Oh, sorry, Nix. You're maybe just going to live down there. Let's see. There we go. He closes on you, Ayla, swinging his bone whip once again. Sorry, the Lindra. And that is a natural 20 on the die. He's going to deal 13
I tried
points
to use my bonus action to hide.
You did use your bonus action to hide. You're right. Okay, so I completely missed that. That's my fault. We're going to back up. Make a stealth check for me, Saft. !R stealth. And I want to see if he can find you first and foremost. You wouldn't have been there. If you were trying to hide, I imagine you would have come around here. So you would have been around the opening where he couldn't see you. And when he breaks that line of sight, he's going to roll to see if he can spot you. 15 stealth versus his perception here. That is a 4 on the die. And so he does not notice you. I am going to retract the nat 20 that I just rolled. Instead of going for you, Nyx, he charges directly ahead at the Lindra and attacks her instead. The Lindra, I'm going to say now that you're back out of wild shape, you are restrained again. Those cuffs are back on you still. So he makes this attack at advantage. It's going to be a 19, which will hit with his bone whip, dealing 8 points of damage to you instead. Let me fix the Lindra's sheet. Sorry again that I missed that, guys. Y'all got to keep me honest. Thank you for that, because I got a lot to juggle over here. So the Lindra, 8 points down from your maximum, 27 after that crazy good turn, bringing you to 19. He's going to make a second advantage attack on you. That is going to be a 19 on the die. It will hit. So the Lindra, he deals another 8 points of damage to you, bringing you into bloodied range and allowing him to make a third attack with his rampage. He's going to attack you one more time. And that is going to be a 15 to hit on Thalindra. That is exactly your armor class, so this is a glancing blow. You will only take half damage, which is 4. Bringing you back down to 7. He rushes in with a flurry of attacks with his bone whip. Gah, gah, gah. Dealing as much damage as he possibly can. After the second attack, you see that sort of amber light in his eyes wash over, that animalistic rage take over as he lunges forward with his jaw wide open, almost as if to bite you, before bringing that bone whip down on atop you. Ayla, you watch in horror from just behind Thalindra as one of your best friends is being attacked by your lost brother here. You're not sure exactly what to do, but you're not going to have much time to figure it out. As we move back to the top of initiative, Nyx, it is your go. On 2 hit points, you successfully hid. Your next attack roll will have advantage here. So let me know what you would like to do if that is indeed what you're doing. Yeah, a glancing blow is an attack that exactly meets the AC. That's something we started running. It's a homebrew rule on our games. So it deals half damage. That bone whip, though. Yeah, exactly. Renarius, it's time to get rid of the brother. I don't know. How does Ayla feel, Danny? Rather, Nyx, it's your turn, but I guess Danny be thinking about that.
Arthur. I scream loudly in pain with each attack and each swing done to me. Even desperately calling out my friends, but it's completely inaudible from the sheer whip 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 sound.
Yeah. You woke, healed yourself, and just entered a world of pain. A second time, you were almost driven completely down to the ground. Saft, what do you think? This will be for you here. You did hide, so if you do attack, you'll have advantage. If you choose not to, you'll have to come up with something else. This combat is slowly getting out of hand. This is meant to put you guys between a rock and a hard place here. And if you feel that way, Ayla, I imagine on your 19 insight against your brother, you're realizing maybe he's between a rock and a hard place as well. What you got, Nyx?
Aside from the brother, what do I recognize as hostile?
So currently, Beakley is not hostile. They appear to be trying to cough up the root bulb. And we're going to make a check for that after your turn. The brother would appear to be the only hostile thing, but I'm going to say, go ahead and make a free perception check for me. Exclamation point R, perception. Who should be invisible? Somebody said they should be invisible? Oh, I see. That's from earlier. 21 on the perception check. Nyx, as you scan the surroundings, looking for any sign of other hostile creatures, you immediately see a number of gnolls all around this area. Many of them watching with bright red eyes as you do battle with Aruvin and Beakley. But for some reason, they're not interfering. And as your eyes trace back towards Grimroot Tower, you see the trap door that you knew was there underneath the desk. However, that trap door has not been opened. And you come to understand that it's likely that Rakima is still here, invisible, and just watching. What you do with that information is your own. What would you like to do on your turn? What does it mean? What does it mean? So, Saft, what would you like to do? Is there any action you would like to take that is non-combative? And if not, who would you like to throw an attack at?
Do I have a healing potion?
Yes. Yes, you do. All of you have a healing potion. Although, hang on. No, you used yours on Thalindra. You used it earlier. So, Nyx does not have a healing potion. I'm sorry. But Thalindra and Ayla both do.
Ayla's heart crumbles to the reality that she sees. Brother, no. Do not let your hatred decide for you. As I ride the most aggressive owlbear while keeping its beak open. Fight me instead.
Okay. You see Aruvin register once again your feverish disapproval of his stances as he says,
Sister, I do not wish to, but if you force me, I will.
You see now that perhaps he is ready to fight you in earnest. Saft, it's up to you. We are on Nyx's turn. What would you like to do? Jason is carefully plotting switching sides when he gets control of Ayla. If he gets control of Ayla. Hey, Hey, Darius, welcome in, friend. You have shown up a little bit late to the party, but the chaos here has
I call
unfolded
out
in
Ayla's
earnest.
brother. We would prefer to finish this without further bloodshed.
So I'm going to say, as you call out from your hidden position, revealing your position to Aruvin, I think he is somewhat surprised by this. So instead of having you make a persuasion check with disadvantage, make one as a straight roll. So exclamation point R, persuasion. All right. 18, Nyx. You see Aruvin turn towards you, that bright red amber in his eyes meeting your gaze. And as your words leave your lips, you feel that amber light sort of connect in a tinge. You are able to speak to him not just as a friend of Ayla, not just as a former resident of Darkwell, but as someone who shares his affliction. He sees in you somewhat of a kindred spirit. He sees in you someone who understands the curse that he lives with. And as that amber light begins to leave his eyes, Rakima reappears. He drives a claw into Aruvin's backside, throwing him into the ground as Aruvin... you see blood spatter as Rakima begins to drag his red claw along Aruvin's back.
What a shame. Scars on the back. You should know what sort of coward you are. And you all should know exactly how much trouble you are in.
As he stands from Aruvin, whimpering like a beaten animal on the ground, you hear all the gnolls within the Red Claw camp beginning to chant, "Rakima! Rakima! Rakima!" You realize now, perhaps a moment too late, that the reason Rakima never left, the reason Rakima waited behind invisibly, the reason Rakima twisted Beakley and then told Aruvin to take care of it was to test his loyalty. A test that Aruvin has now failed. And after failing this test, you now face a much more tremendous threat in Rakima, leader of the Red Claw. And that is where we are going to end our session for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for an absolutely crazy, chaotic session that got off to a pretty raucous start. Y'all had some amazing ideas. Getting past one of the initial combats that I had planned with some very clever roleplay, and you did some amazing work not dealing much damage to your potential ally, Beakley, as you now enter the real combat. We're going to be picking up on this Monday next week at 7 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you tune in so you don't miss it. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. And until then, go out there and make some chaos. Bye!